Hello, friends. Welcome you all for today's discussion. In the last few classes, we have discussed about emergency provisions, under which we have discussed national emergency, that is Article 352, and then state emergency, also famously called as President's Rule, that is Article 356, and it is also called as constitutional emergency. After that, finally, we have seen about financial emergency, that is Article 360. So, based on those discussions, today now we are going to see the passive prelims static questions under the topic emergency provisions. Let us move on with the questions. So, first question: which of the following statement about financial emergency provisions in the Constitution are correct? Statement 1: the proclamation of financial emergency must be approved by both houses of the Parliament within 1 month from the date of issue. Once approved by both houses of the Parliament, the financial emergency continues for a year and can be continued indefinitely with subsequent proclamations. And then, statement number 3: a proclamation of financial emergency may be revoked by the President at any time by subsequent proclamation which does not require parliamentary approval. Statement number 4: financial emergency has been declared only once in 1991. Which of the given statement is or are correct? We have to identify the correct statement using the quotes. So let us see the statement number 1. So here, this financial emergency, such a proclamation must be approved by the both houses of the Parliament within 2 months from the date of its issue. It's not one. So therefore, statement 1 is wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate A and also B and also D. Therefore, answer for the question number 1 is option C, only 3. Let us see other statements. Once approved by the both houses of the Parliament, the financial emergency continues indefinitely till it is revoked, which means it does not need any subsequent proclamations. Therefore, statement number 2 is also wrong. Let us see about statement number 4. This financial emergency has not been declared only once also. Has not been declared even during the financial crisis which was happened in 1991. Therefore, statement number 4 is also wrong. The answer for the question number 1 is option C, only 3. Let us move on with the question number 2. Which of the following statement are correct regarding the national emergency? Statement number 1. The proclamation of emergency must be approved by both houses of the Parliament within 1 month from the date of its issue. The President can proclaim national emergency only after receiving a written recommendations from the Cabinet. Statement number 3. The President can limit the operation of a national emergency to a specific part of India. So, which of the following statement is or correct? We have to identify the correct statement. Using the quotes, we have to choose the answer. Let us see the statement number 1. Yes, the statement is correct. The proclamation of emergency must be approved by both of the Parliament within 1 month from the date of its issue. So here you must have note that originally the period allowed for approval by the Parliament was 2 months, but it was reduced by 44th Amendment Act of 1978. That is, this proclamation has been approved by the Parliament within 1 month from the date of issue. Therefore, statement 1 is right. However, once you have to note here that if the proclamation of emergency is issued at the time when the Lok Sabha has been dissolved or the dissolution of the Lok Sabha take places during the period of that 1 month without approving the proclamation, then also this proclamation survives until 30 days from the first sitting of the Lok Sabha after its reconstitution, which means it has provided that the Rajya Sabha has in the meantime approved it. Therefore, the statement number 1 is correct. Let us move on with the statement number 2. The president can proclaim a national emergency only after receiving a written recommendations from the cabinet, which means the emergency can be declared only on the concurrence of the cabinet, and it's not merely on the advice of the prime minister. So this statement number 2 is correct. Let us move on with statement number 3. The proclamation of national emergency may be applicable to the entire country or only a part of it. That is, during 44th Amendment Act of 1976, it enabled the president to limit the operations of a national emergency to a specified part of India. Therefore, this statement is also correct. Now, for answer for the question number 2 is D. 1, 2, 3. All the statements are correct. Let us move on with question number 3. Which of the following is or are the effects of proclamation of emergency under Article 352? What do you mean by 352? It's a national emergency. Let us see the statement one by one. The life of Lok Sabha is by itself extended beyond its normal term for 1 year at a time. Statement number 2. All the 6 fundamental rights under Article 19 are automatically suspended during external emergency only. And then the legislative power of the state stands suspended if such an order is issued by the president to save it from the extraordinary situation, such as armed rebellion. Select the code. We have to identify the correct statement. So let us see one by one. So before analyzing the statement, let us see the discussion. This proclamation of emergency has drastic and effects on the political system of the country, which means it affects the center and state relationship by executive, legislative, and financial. How it will affect? Let us see. In executive, the center can give executive directions to the state on any matter, not only on the matters enumerated in union and concurrent list, which means the center can give executive directions to a state on any matter. So, what do you mean by legislative? That is, Parliament becomes empowered to make a laws on subjects enumerated in the state list. So, actually, you all know that there are 3 lists: union list, concurrent list, state list. So, during financial, let us see, the president can modify the distributions of revenue between the center and states. So these are the effects of the center and the state relationship. Let us discuss about effects of the life of Lok Sabha of State Assembly. This parliament may by law extend the life of Lok Sabha or State Assembly beyond the normal term for 1 year at a time, that is, for any length of time. Thus, their life does not get extended automatically, but here one has to know that only after such a law made by a parliament, you have to get a approval for that extension. So therefore, the statement number 1 is incorrect. And then you have to identify the correct answer. So you can eliminate A and D, and then the remaining option is B and C. So let us see the effects of fundamental rights. So here, during a national emergency, the suspension of fundamental rights under Article 19. When emergency is proclaimed on the grounds of war or external aggression, then it is automatically suspended. But on the grounds of armed rebellion, then it is not suspended automatically. Therefore, statement 2 is correct. So let us see about statement number 3. Here, suspension of other fundamental rights, that is Article 359, authorizes the President to suspend the right to move court, to move any court for the enforcement of fundamental rights during a national emergency. Here one has to note that although the Parliament becomes empowered to make a laws on subject enumerated in the state list, the legislative power of the state is not suspended. Therefore, statement number 3 is incorrect. So here, one must have to know that the state legislature, however, may be suspended with the proclamation has been made under Article 356, that is during presidential rule, not on the national emergency. So by eliminating the options A, C and D has been eliminated. So answer for the question number 3 is B, 2 only. So let us move on with question number 4. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the consequences of emergency 1975 on India? So one has to note here that consequences of emergency of 1975 on India. So here we have to identify the incorrect statement. So let us analyze the statements. Yes, the statement is correct statement. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on the night of 25th June 1975 recommended the imposition of emergency to then President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad. It suspended the freedom of newspaper, press. That is, newspaper were asked to get prior approval for all the materials to be published. So it is also known as press censorship. So let us move on with statement number B. This statement is right, since during that emergency situation, the government banned RSS and Jamaat Islamic, etc. The protest and strikes and public agitations were also disallowed during that emergency of 1975. So this is correct statement. And then we move on with statement number 3. The government made extensive use of preventive detention. Yes, this is also correct statement. The government made extensive use of preventive detention. Under this provision, people are arrested and detained not only because they have committed any offense, but on the apprehension that they have may commit an offense. Using Preventive Detection Act, the government made large scale arrest during the emergency, arrested political workers. Also, it could not challenge their arrest to habeas corpus petition under Article 32 and Article 226. That is also not possible. Many cases were filed in the High Court and the Supreme Court on behalf of arrested persons, but the government claimed that it was necessary to inform the arrested person of the reasons and also grounds for their arrest. Therefore, the government made extensive use of preventive detention. Therefore, this statement is also correct. Here we have to identify the incorrect statement. So A, B, C are correct statement. Therefore, obviously the statement D is incorrect. Let us analyze. So here, most importantly, under the provisions of emergency, the various fundamental rights of citizen also suspended, including the right of citizen to move the court for restoring their fundamental rights. So here the statement given as the fundamental rights was not suspended. Therefore, this statement is wrong, since the fundamental rights to move the court for restoring the fundamental rights was suspended during that situation. Therefore, answer for the question number 4 is D. the right of citizen to move the court for restoring their fundamental rights was not suspended is the incorrect statement. So let us move on with the question number 5. Consider the following statement. The advice to the president to proclaim emergency must be given in writing by the cabinet. Once an emergency is proclaimed, all the powers are concentrated in the hands of the union government. We have to identify which of the following given above statements are correct. Here, both the statements are correct. So, we have discussed just now. So, here both the statements are correct. So, that is the advice of the president to proclaim emergency must be given in writing by the cabinet. Also, the proclamation of emergency must be approved by both of the parliament within 1 month from the date of its issue. And also, every resolution approving the proclamation of emergency or continuous must be passed by either of the parliament by a special majority. Here, note that national emergency has been passed by a special majority. What do you mean by special majority? That is, majority of the total membership of that house and also majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting. That is called a special majority. What about statement number 2? It is also correct. Why correct? The Constitution of India provides for some special powers to the government once an emergency is declared. That is, once an emergency is proclaimed, the federal distributions of powers remains practically suspended, which means it becomes unitary. That is, all the powers are concentrated in the hands of the union government. So, here the emergency is seen as the extraordinary condition in which normal democratic politics cannot function. Therefore, answer for the question number 5 is statement number, both statements are correct. Therefore, option C, both 1 and 2 is correct. Let us move on with question number 6. The right to move the court for the enforcement of which of the following fundamental rights can be suspended and during national emergency. So here one must have to know that under Article 359 it restricts one, that is the right to move the court for the enforcement of which of the following fundamental rights can be suspended on the effects of national emergency. So except Article 20 and Article 21, the remaining fundamental rights can be suspended. You cannot move to the court to enforcement of the fundamental rights during the national emergency. What is Article 20? Right to protection in respect of convention for offences. That is statement 3. Right to life and personal liberty. That is statement number 4. So these two articles, except these two articles, we can eliminate by options. Therefore, question number 6. So answer for the question number 6 is A. How it is? Eliminate 3 and 4 in the given options. B, C, D has been eliminated. So the remaining is 1, 2, 5 only. So these right to equality, right to freedom of religion, and right against exploitation, you cannot go to the court to enforce your fundamental rights. So that is Article 14, 25, and then right against exploitation, that is 23 and 24, Article 23 and 24. So answer for the question number 6 is A. So let us see about Article 358 and 359. So which describes the effects of national emergency on the fundamental rights. What Article 350 says? It deals with the suspension of the fundamental rights guaranteed by Article 19, and Article 359 deals with the suspension of fundamental rights except those guaranteed by Article 20 and 21. So according to the Article 358, the proclamation of national emergency is made, then the 6 fundamental rights under Article 19 are automatically suspended. You cannot move, you cannot trade. So, those are the things. There is no freedom of speech and expression. So, those are the fundamental rights given under Article 19, though it has reasonable restrictions on 8 grounds. No separate order for their suspension is required under Article 358. But during a national emergency, right to move to the court for the enforcement of all the fundamental rights other than the right, that is right to protection in respect of convention or offences, that is Article 20, and right to life and personal liberty, that is Article 21, can be suspended. So here, during 44th Amendment Act of 1978, this restricted the scope of Article 359 in two ways. That is, the President cannot suspend the right to move the court for the enforcement of fundamental rights, that is guaranteed by Article 20 and 21. So we have discussed about that. So remaining you cannot challenge. Also, the executive actions taken only under such a law is protected. So answer for the question number 6 is A, 1, 2 and 5 only. Let us move on with the question number 7. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding the national emergency? We have to find out the right answer, correct answer. Statement 1, the state government are suspended and brought under the complete control of the center. Statement number 2, the parliament becomes empowered to make laws on any subject mentioned in the state list. The president can modify the constitutional distribution of revenues between the center and state. Select the correct. We have to find out the correct answer. Let us analyze the statements. Here this statement is incorrect. Just now we have discussed. During a national emergency, the executive powers of the center and state directing any state regarding the manner in which the executive power is to be exercised. In normal time, the center can give executive directions to a state only on a specified matters, but during emergency, it becomes more powerful. That is, the center become entitled to give executive directions to a state on any matter. The state government are brought under the complete control of the center, though here you have to know that though they are not suspended. Here the statement 1 is wrong. Why? The statement given as state government are suspended, therefore statement 1 is wrong. You can eliminate the options A, C, D, so you can derive the answer. Answer for the question number 7 is 2 and 3. So let us see about statement number 2, why it is correct. During a national emergency, the parliament becomes empowered to make laws on any subject mentioned in the state list. Although the legislative power of the state legislature is not suspended, it becomes subjected to overriding power of the parliament. That is, the normal distribution of the legislative powers between center and state is suspended, though the state legislature are not suspended, which means the constitution becomes unitary rather than federal. Let us see about statement number 3, why it is correct. While a proclamation of national emergency is in operation, the president can modify the constitutional distributions of revenues between center and state, which means the president can either reduce or cancel the transfer of finances from the center to the state. Here, such a modification continues till the end of financial year in which the emergency ceases to operate. Also, here you have to note that every such order of the president has to be laid before the both houses of the parliament. Kindly note, here the president has to be laid before both houses of the parliament. Here, the proclamation of national emergency may be applicable in the entire country or only part of it. So 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 made the operation of national emergency to a specific part of India. So let us see about question number 8. the parliament becomes empowered to make laws on any matter enumerated in the state list. Relation to Tamil Nadu. If India seeks to implement a free trade agreement with Singapore, Tamil Nadu legislature passes resolution requesting the parliament to make such laws. India is under financial emergency. So here we have to identify the wrong statement, that is incorrect. So let us discuss statement number 1. Yes, this statement is correct. The parliament become empowered to make a laws on any matters enumerated in state list, not only in relation to Tamil Nadu, any state. That is, India seeks to implement a free trade agreement with any country, then it does not require any approval from the state. Therefore, statement 1 is correct statement. We have to identify the wrong statement. You can eliminate the answers A, B, C. Therefore, answer for the question number 8 C, 2 and 3 are the incorrect statements. Why incorrect statement? So, let us see why it is incorrect. We have discussed statement number 1, that is to implement international agreements, that is including security, trade, environment, etc. The parliament can empower to make laws. So why the statement number 2 is incorrect? Let us see. When the legislature of 2 or more state passes resolution, not single state, Tamil Nadu alone. One must have to note here that when the legislature of 2 or more state passes resolution requesting the parliament to enact laws on a matter in the state list, not Tamil Nadu alone. If 2 or more state passes the resolution, then the parliament can empower laws related to the matters enumerated in the state list, but here mentioned as Tamil Nadu. Therefore, the statement 2 is wrong. Then, during a national emergency, the law become inoperative on the expiration of 6 months after the emergency has ceased to operate. Here the given statement is India is under financial emergency, parliament becomes empowered. No, this statement is wrong. Only during the presidential rule, that is presidential rule or state emergency or constitutional emergency, the law made by the parliament continues to be operative even after the president's rule. Such power is not conferred on the parliament. Here, when India is under financial emergency, so such statement, that is the parliament not empowered. Therefore, this statement is wrong. So by eliminating also we can get answer for the question number 8 is C, 2 and 3 only. Let us see question number 9. Consider the following statement about the emergency powers of the president. The certification of president in declaring the state emergency has been made subject to judicial review by the 38th Amendment Act of 1975. The president can exercise his emergency powers only on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. So which of the following given statement is or are correct? So about emergency situation, this 38th Amendment Act of 1975 made, it is, the proclamation of emergency do not have a judicial review. Once is proclaimed, it can be extended. It can be passed in the parliament. So therefore the statement number 1 is wrong. You can eliminate A and C. So obviously statement number 2 is correct. Only on the advice of Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Therefore answer for the question number 9 is B, 2 only. So let us see why it is. Since this statement number 1 is deleted by the 44th Amendment Act of 1978, implying that the certification of the president is not beyond judicial review. Therefore, 38th Amendment Act of 95, it has judicial review, which means it does not have judicial review. That is 38th Amendment Act of 19 75 does not possess a judicial review. Only after 44th Amendment Act of 1978 it has the judicial review. So let us see question number 10. Consider the following statement about financial emergency. For the continuation of financial emergency, the proclamation has to be passed by the parliament after every 6 months. The money bill can be reserved for the consideration for the president before they passed by the legislature of the state. During a financial emergency, the salaries of all public servants except Supreme Court judges can be reduced. Which of the following statement is or are incorrect? We have to identify the incorrect statement. I think based on the discussion, the statement number 1 is wrong, since it does not need any such proclamations. And then statement 2 is also wrong. Statement 3 is also wrong. Why it is wrong? Since even Supreme Court judges, High Court judges salary can be reduced. Therefore, here all the statement is wrong. Therefore, answer for the question number 10 is D 1, 2, 3. So let us discuss about financial emergency, that is Article 366, so that you will get some brief idea about financial emergency. Also it is useful to recollect. Article 360 of the Constitution, that is, if the President is satisfied that the situation has arisen whereby the financial stability or credit of India or any part of the territory is threatened, he may by proclamations make a declaration to that effect. So here this proclamation may be revoked or varied by the subsequent proclamations, and also this proclamation shall be made before each of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Here this proclamation ceases to operate at the expiry of 2 months unless before its expiration of that period it has been approved by the resolution of both houses of the parliament. Here one has to note that this financial emergency has been passed by the simple majority, that is majority of the total members present in this house and voting, that is called a simple majority. So here one has to note that if any such a proclamation is issued at the time when the house of the people, that is Rajya Sabha, people in the sense house of the people in the sense Lok Sabha. Let us see about Lok Sabha and then we move on to Rajya Sabha. When the house of the people, that is Lok Sabha, has been dissolved or dissolution of the house take places during the period of 2 months, or if the resolution approving the proclamation has been passed by the Council of State. What do you mean by Council of State? That is Rajya Sabha. So here this proclamation will survive for 30 days after reconstitution of the Lok Sabha, provided that this proclamation has been passed by the house of the people, that is Rajya Sabha. During the period any such proclamations, so it does not need any proclamation for their extension. So here one has to note that during the financial emergency, the reduction of the salaries and allowance of all classes of persons serving in connection with affairs of the state or union, those members' salaries also be reduced during the financial emergency, that is president during the period of any proclamations issued under this article is in operation to issue the direction for the reduction of salaries and allowances of all or any class of a person serving in connection with the union, which means including the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. Therefore, all the statements are incorrect. Therefore, answer for the question number 10 is D. So here we have given the answers also. Kindly go through the questions. Thank you all. Have a good day.